What's the biggest load of bullshit you've ever heard? You're a good worker. Asterisk gets assigned more responsibility for same pay. On Friday, my boss says to me that he has an exciting new opportunity for me and he'll tell me later that day. The reality is that I was being forced out of my role into a lesser role starting Monday. The previous month, I openly told the plant manager that what he was telling us to do was physically impossible. He refused to believe me and it ended in him walking away. Later that way, my boss comes to me to say that, yes, I was right, but the plant manager didn't like that I said it. This was the fallout of that. My boss was recently promoted. My old boss often told the plant manager no and wouldn't put up with his bullshit. The new boss was a coward who did what he was told. They told me at the end of the day on a Friday to prevent me being pissed all week at work, and I was directly told that I wasn't allowed to tell anyone until Monday. In response, I tanked my productivity to damn near zero until I found a new job. It's bullshit if the statement is really saying, you work hard and you're good at what you do so you deserve to be rewarded. In the capitalist world, it's you're giving more than we asked for already. Why should we pay you any more? In the nonprofit world, it's we don't do this to get rich. It's because we believe in the mission. I can do more to help the mission if I'm not worried about paying bills, groceries, and able to take time off to recharge or when I'm sick. Nonprofits are the most exploitative places to work, which is ironic given that many of them have a supposed desire to prevent exploitation. Looks don't matter. Besides from having actual powers, being attractive is a goddamn superpower. Attractive people are treated differently. My old place was notorious for being difficult to get money for projects, but there was one lady, not that young but incredible cute, the lady 99% of men would approve. She had never any issue getting funded. It's wild that so many people ask to not be objectified, yet so many people allow it to their advantage. Very, very true. As a man, when I started dressing well in nice and properly fitting clothes and started a skincare routine, doors literally opened for me that previously did not. I didn't change a damn thing else about me, just my presentation. Seriously, looks do matter, and there is a direct connection with looks, treatment, and opportunities available to you. Money doesn't bring happiness. Outta here, miss me with that dumb shit. As far as I'm concerned, money means financial freedom. Who wouldn't be happier knowing you ain't gotta worry about paying bills no more? I once got an unexpected inheritance of $500,000. Overnight, my husband and I went from living in a crummy, moldy apartment, stressing about bills every week, and struggling with debt up to our ears to owning a house, paying off our debts, and investing in things for the home while finally enjoying some luxuries we'd never been able to afford. We were over the moon when that happened, and I can absolutely confirm that money does buy happiness in the form of financial stability, housing, and the ability to get the necessities without having to do without one or two necessities or fun just to do so. I'm so happy for you. That's genuine, by the way. The relief of being dragged out of poverty is unimaginable. The rest of us are gonna vicariously live through you. Isn't it the best feeling? My mom won a small jackpot on the lotto a few years ago, and just the happiness and relief we felt and still feel from being able to move out of a dangerous area and pay the bills without using credit cards is unfathomable. She's harmless. Just ignore her. No, she's not harmless. She is a vindictive bitch who will do the same to anyone she comes in contact with. I have an absolute bitch coworker from hell, BCFH, like this, and every time someone complains about her and her shit behavior to my boss, you know what happens? My boss will sit down with the person who made the complaint and explain all of the issues and stressors BCFH has and that it doesn't bother the boss, so don't let it bother you. Every damned time. OFC, BCFH never improves and has in fact gotten worse and more entitled and continues to traumatize any new staff, and the rest of us actively avoid her and never speak to her. Totally functional and healthy workplace, LOL. Ugh. They are all annoyed by her, but I get the wrath. I see right through her, and because others haven't been exposed to narcissist behavior, they don't see the red flags that are furiously waving in front of them. Oh cool, so as long as she is mainly just harassing you, the others don't care because it isn't directed at them or around them. Corporations are people, except they're practically immortal, have more rights than actual people, limitless resources, and never have to serve prison sentences for breaking the law. People behind corporations are people. Corporations itself should never be treated as such, and of course none of that is an excuse for what they can get away with. But alas, that is power. It happens no matter what kind of medium you look at. Could be money, fame, military power, politics. People have absolutely no idea what corporate personhood means and don't even know what they're complaining about. Corporate personhood basically makes a corporation a legal entity, meaning it can do things like enter into contracts, own property, open bank accounts, and file tax returns. And corporations have the same rights as any other entity that is a collection of people acting as a group, but not the same rights as an actual natural person. There's no reason people should lose rights when they act as a group, and it would be a remarkably stupid system if corporations could not do things like own property or enter into a contract. Your problem is with concentrated accumulation of wealth and power in general, not corporate personhood. The majority of corporations in America are like freelance photographers or the dude who cleans your pool once a year or your dentist. Used to close for Domino's. Part of closing is breaking down the make line where all the toppings are kept and cleaning it out at the end of the night. In order to get out on time, you had to break down the make line early. You simply have to, there's just too much to do at the end of the day, and cleaning the make line eats up a lot of time. One night my district manager came in and saw us breaking down the make line, and said we can't do that. If our franchise inspector showed up, we'd lose points for having the make line broken down early. In his words, if we wanted to do something to help get out on time, we should be folding boxes. Boxes, which have nothing to do with getting the store cleaned up. I just said okay and ignored him after that. And if you took too long and did it properly, they would be furious paying you after close. Most conspiracy theories. As a project manager, I can attest there is no way in hell that they could pull off half the conspiracies and not blab about it. Seriously, the projects I've worked on are challenging at best. The fake moon landing fits perfectly into this. Imagine how many people would have to hold that secret. And Russia never called us out on it. This to me is the perfect response to people saying the moon landing was fake. There is no way the USSR wouldn't have jumped at the first opportunity to publicly humiliate the US if we had faked the moon landing. The whole race to the moon wasn't for scientific achievement but pseudo-war between the two great powers of the time. That I can't sue over a misdiagnosis that cost me my leg. It was more than my leg. It was my freedom, independence, ability to work and defend myself. Apparently necrotizing fasciitis is hard to diagnose. This was during COVID and I talked to a DR through a tablet. I waited for 20 hours with a high fever and no trauma. They said I had a sprained ankle. TBF if I was a doctor. Trying to diagnose an internal tissue issue over Zoom sounds pretty hard. Ick if it actually is, but yikes. This sucks balls. I am so sorry. They really fucked up. How did you get an F? Is there a way for you to get a financial settlement from them? I had sepsis, AV dangerous bloodstream infection, and the first ER misdiagnosed me. Flew home to a better ER, and they put me in ICU for 4+ days, total of 17+ days in hospital and another 3+ weeks in rehab. No financial settlement. Nearly fucking died. I'm not sure. They had to fly up someone from the CDC to figure out what it was. They asked me if I had been swimming in fresh water or if I lived on a farm. It was January and I did not live on a farm. We think it's from a bug bite. Social Security is broke. No, you spent all the money and now you'd rather fund corporate tax breaks than fulfill the obligation you committed to. We all paid into Social Security. They put the money in the general fund and spent it. And on that note, Social Security isn't actually broke and won't actually run out of money for at least another 20 years. And everyone needs to remember that if nothing changes till then. What's the weirdest thing you've heard from other people? Tell us in the comments. It'll be interesting to read. Thanks for watching. Good luck, friends. Stay tuned.